is risen.
He is risen indeed, Bill.
Panic in the UK as church attendance increases and across the United States people are turning to Jesus. Why would it be? Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, we stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on Rumble. Get Rumble Premium for a deeper experience, because a deeper experience might be the only thing that's going to save your life. If you're staggering through this world, broken, full of mistrust, distrust, and despair, that you can't believe the information, misinformation, malinformation, and disinformation of corrupt institutions of false light, then now is a time to awaken. One of the great things that's occurring, at least, are conversations from across the aisle, is what they tend to call them these days, usually Charlie Kirk and someone else. This time, Charlie Kirk is talking to Bill Maher about a number of things, including Christ. Bill Maher, if he's anything, he's an atheist. Do you remember that film he made with Larry Charles about agnosticism, or indeed atheism? It was a very interesting film. I enjoyed it. I watched it at the time. Let us have a look at this conversation and work out if, beyond the return to nationalism that seems to be a prophylactic against advancing globalism, we will see a return to God, because there appears to be a revival across the world. Let's have a look at Charlie Kirk and Bill Maher's conversation and see where this revival may lead us.
Is risen.
He is risen indeed, Bill.
Why do we say that in the present tense?
Because it is a constant truth in our life.
He is risen. I always noticed that was interesting to me.
That's a really important question, actually.
It is. Tell me.
Well, because the fact that he is risen transcends time. It's not just in the present sense. It's that of all time, that promise is accessible to all of us. And so it's a proclamation to all people. Because if you said, hey, he was risen, it's like, it's just merely a historical event. It almost underplays the metaphysics of it.
I'm just always fascinated the way really, really fine intellectual minds employ themselves for the purpose of arguing things that are so inarguable.
But
It does.
What's amazing about it is the limitations of materialism and rationalism. It's interesting that Bill Maher met with Trump recently as he migrates from his previous enclave as the voice of the liberal anti-establishment. Of course, he's become, ultimately, as anyone who gets super wealthy from the establishment does, an establishment figure. The establishment is ingenious in its ability to recruit. If you have anti-establishment energy in you, like I do, like I always have done, one of those people that thirsts after the kingdom, the establishment is very good at directing you towards it. When did the impulses that I felt as a young man become, oh, what if I was just famous? Then everything would be okay. Who gave me those idols? Who gave me that prescription? Who gave me that direction? The same place you got it. Either your family or your culture tells you you're nothing unless you're famous. Now, what's happening with Bill Maher is he's migrated out of that. He's curious now. Wait a minute, this Democrat movement that claims to be the inheritor of righteous people like Martin Luther King is nothing of the sort. It's caught up in bureaucracy and, curiously and hypocritically, conservatism. It wants to conserve and control power, and the way it does that is by elevating fear and claiming it can protect you from the consequences of that fear, whether it's climate change or COVID or bigotry. It claims it can protect you from that fear. Bill Maher has migrated from the Democrats to being curious, at least, about libertarianism. The next migration will be an awakening to the world of the spirit. I predict it. Let's have a look at the resurgent interest in the Shroud of Turin. Many people testifying to its veracity, and extraordinary claims I've seen made. 23 chromosomes rather than the usual 24, suggesting just an earthly mother and no father. There was indeed a conception derived from the Holy Spirit. Let's have a look at this.
The controversial and mysterious Shroud of Turin, revered by millions, hasn't been seen by the public for 10 years. And this Easter, officials say once again the fragile cloth will not be put on display. Many Catholics believe it captures the exact moment of the resurrection, 2 millennia ago. In 2015, the Pope made a pilgrimage to pray before the shroud.
You'll be familiar with the fact that when a sperm and ovum meet, there is light. There is a flash of light at the moment of conception. What would accompany the resurrection? An almost atomic explosion of light. The light that Christ claimed he was, the light that was present at the dawn of the earth, in that moment was reborn in him, creating a kind of negative image on the Shroud of Turin. I'd never seen it that way before. I thought it was just meant to be like a tea bag, like it was just sort of soaking up his skin and stuff like that. I saw it in purely biological terms. I didn't see it as like a miraculous flash of resurrectory light illuminating the tomb before he was reborn, giving birth to all of us, giving birth to hope, transcendent transcending the death that lurks and looms, that stalks, that sits upon your shoulder like a raven, the nagging, constant crow of death, the continual anxiety, all bleached out by the white light of his resurrection.
It was only on display for a few months. That same year, I had the chance to see it up close.
And I'm ashamed to admit this, but I actually put my dick on it. Looking back now, it was one of the most unprofessional things I've ever done as a journalist. But because I am a journalist, I will admit to doing it. That's why they won't get it out again now and put it on display. Because of me. When I say get it out again, I mean the shroud, not my downstairs instrument, not my flesh clarinet, not my body wand, not my stick of wonder, not little me, not the lyre in the basement.
Such a spiritual atmosphere. NBC, one of the last news organisations.
But not so spiritual that I'm not feeling that urge once again to put my dick on the Shroud of Turin. I'm so sorry. It's the most decimatory, and incorrect thing I've ever done as a journalist. Although I did also lie about the pandemic and tell everyone to get those jabs, and they were killing their grandma if they didn't get it. And I also did rub my dick on a grandma.
Given access to this,
but only because I had vaccine juice on it. That's mRNA fluid coming out the tip.
Holy icon. Today, as with so much, technology is taking over. The faint contours on the relic have been used to generate AI images of Christ. And at Turin Cathedral, believers will only be able to see a digital duplicate of the shroud this year.
Only a digital duplicate, and they'll have to look at a digital duplicate of my downstairs liar too, because I won't be getting him out anymore as conditions of my bail.
It will stay locked away in a climate-controlled case for conservation.
Which is also what I'm doing with my body wand. If you get Rumble Premium, you don't only get great content creators like Old Rusty Brandstein, AIPAC-supported Zionist, you also get Mustafa Brandajahad. He loves Islam. Also, you get Old Russ. He loves Trump. And then you get Russell. He's a big fan of Kamala Harris. How many people do you need on one channel? You gotta get it. Not only do you get me, you get Mug Club with Crowder, Glenn Greenwald. He broke the Edward Snowden story. What do you want from people? You get Kim Iverson. It's all available to you in the Rumble chat. For a limited time, you can get 10 of your American dollars off, and you can use crypto, baby, using the promo code AIPAC. No, using the promo code BRAND. Visit rumble.com/brand and get your discount today. Together, we can turn the crimson tide of foaming propaganda and stay free together. Click the link.
In centuries past, the shroud would be brought out for the faithful to witness and worship, a ritual dating back to medieval times.
I like that image. I'm getting that tattooed on me. That's cool. I'm doing that. That's a tattoo. That's a tattoo.
The shroud arrived here in Italy almost 450 years ago during the 16th century. Before that, in the 14th century, it was in France. Before that, nothing. A mystery. Some say all that matters is whether you believe in it.
Me, though, what matters to me is whether I can put my dick on it. That's whether it's a box of cornflakes or a shroud bearing the image of Christ. You name it, I'll put my dick on it. In fact, that's this week's competition. You name it, I'll put my dick on it. The first entry is from little Klaus. He's reaching out from Belgium. He suggests a hot air balloon. Don't be crazy, Klaus. Not when those things are up in a way. I'd burn my pubes off on the gas.
Others question its authenticity.
Using an exact copy, David Rolfe, who has studied the cloth for decades.
David Rolfe loves rolling that out like that, doesn't he? He gets so into it. That's how I feel with a yoga mat sometimes. I think about Jesus while I'm doing it. Don't get excited. Like, when he's gone to them, you might, when I do this bit, you'll get a good shot from up there. I'm going to roll it out like a magic carpet. Or like in Aladdin, sort of. A whole new world, don't you dare touch my dick. A whole exciting point of view. Nothing to do or say, you're straight or gay. Let me roll a whole new shroud with unbelievable sights.
Shows us how it would have wrapped the body of Jesus.
Back of the head goes here, feet there, and then all that you do then is just fold this part of the cloth over.
Not again, David. Grow up. Get up. Why do you keep doing that? Right, we've got them. Dear, someone's coming to visit. You're not going to roll out the shroud again, are you, and pretend to be Jesus? No, I'm going to do it.
and onto which, he believes, Jesus left his image.
You can see clearly.
I'm not proud to say that I also tapped my dick on David. I don't know what led me to do it. I just felt like doing it. I did it as a journalist. David was willing. He said that if I'd done it to the original Shroud, why shouldn't I do it to his khaki trouser?
The face here, the crossed hands, and here are the scourge marks. It's a photograph of the moment of the resurrection.
The Vatican has never said it is Christ on the cloth, but in 1988 it allowed tests to be made on samples from the shroud. The results dated the fabric to the 12th century, but was that carbon dating flawed? Filmmaker David Rolfe says it was.
David Rolfe, stop at nothing, will he? He's jumping into shrouds, he's making films, he's letting that guy tap him with a dick. I made the last one up.
After producing several documentaries about the shroud, even being given rare permission to film the real thing, he is now a believer.
I have absolutely no doubt the person depicted on this cloth is Jesus of Nazareth.
I actually think it is as well. It's the truth of it. I think that there's something weird going on there. I heard that they looked at the chromosomes on it and stuff. Is that true?
In the southern Italian city of Bari, research to redate the shroud continues. This scientific team, led by Catholic professor Liberato De Caro, has tested thread from the cloth with a technique called X-ray crystallography.
I'm sorry to say that I brushed my nuts against Liberato just as he was showing me a cell with molecules on it. I said, how about these molecules? Then it said testicle. It was brilliant.
Which analyses matter at an atomic level. He agrees it is from classical times.
The sample taken from the shroud must be 2000 years old. In the next centuries, shroud will be studied with more sophisticated techniques, but I don't know if there will be a final answer.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when you're dealing with the unknowable, the ineffable, the transcendent and the holy, the temptation is to try to make it rational and material, because this is where we are, incarnate, lost, askew, askance and broken and spilled down here. We want somehow to grasp and meld onto our rational minds this ineffable and unknowable mystery. It can't be done. It cannot be done. It has to be undertaken in faith. One must relinquish the hold on the balustrade of self in order to be open to the fine divine threads of the Holy One. And I personally find that very difficult to do. The Shroud of Turin, I believe it's real, but in a sense that is irrelevant. What really matters is whether or not journalists can be free to roam museums, going up to artifacts and pointing to it with their body pen and writing letters to history with the white ink of their own life. This is me reporting on that show I do on the telly. That's just what I think, though. Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. Certainly it seems insufficient to try to make your way through life clinging only on to the rationalism, materialism and the philosophies of the 20th century that kept Bill Maher warm for a while, but I sense now are becoming ashes in his mouth. Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. Remember, we stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these times, and get Rumble Premium for additional content.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.